Just like any other practice in life, healing requires skills. And if you lack those skills, then you're going to, of course, lack healing progress because you will lack confidence and clarity and direction and a foundation, which means healing is going to feel hard and stressful and frustrating. And all of this lends itself to doing too much with little results. Welcome to The Simple Source, your source for all things self-love, self-healing, personal growth, and spirituality. I'm your host, Linda Valines. I used to be chronically sick and unhappy. I spent years trying anything and everything to heal, but I never got better. It wasn't until my late husband was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer that I finally stopped searching for the answers outside of myself and turned within. I taught myself how to truly love and heal myself, how to finally be authentically healthy and happy, mind, body, and soul. I have over 10 years of personal and professional self-healing and teaching experience. I'm a trauma-informed, certified holistic health and wellness coach, certified Ayurveda counselor, and author. I healed myself of a lifetime of complex traumas and chronic conditions with joy and ease. Now I'm teaching you to do the same. So if you're ready to heal and love yourself more, mind, body, and soul, without all the struggle and stress, and with more joy and productivity, join me to liberate your highest, healthiest, and happiest self and learn how to thrive more simply. Let's get started with today's episode. If you feel intimidated, scared, and resistant to what's deemed the quote-unquote heavy aspects of healing and doing deep inner healing work, then you need to develop the basic and essential healing skills. Because again, when you lack healing skills, that means you lack confidence about what healing truly is and how to do it. And so that means that you're probably doing too much, that you're overcomplicating your healing process, that you often feel overwhelmed and underwhelmed by your healing progress. You're probably exhausted by trying everything, reading all the posts, watching all the videos, consuming all the content, trying to understand what's wrong and what to do. Or you're frozen and you're stuck in fear and resistance and procrastination. When that's your experience with healing, inevitably, you're going to doubt that healing is possible. Inevitably, you're going to doubt that what you want is possible. And then that false narrative that you don't have what it takes, or that you're undeserving, or that you're not enough and unworthy become reinforced. And then that just feeds into the exhaustion and the confusion and the frustration and the lack of joy and productivity. Developing healing skills is fundamental to a joyful and productive and easy healing journey. And no one teaches us that except for me. I've developed that as part of my healing approach because I've realized through the decade of my own personal and also professional healing experience, and also because I used to teach, that there's a way to approach healing that fundamentally takes away all the unnecessary stress and burden and overwhelm and frustration and struggle. We don't need to struggle in order to heal. In fact, struggle goes against what healing fundamentally is. And so if you're struggling to heal and your healing journey is stressful, you of course are going to lack healing progress because you just cannot heal in a state of stress and struggle. Like mentally and physically, your nervous system is not optimizing healing when you're struggling and stressing. And so if your healing journey is defined by struggle and stress and hardship, then of course that means that you need to take a step back and ask yourself, why is healing difficult and stressful and hard for you? Do you have the healing skills? And anything in life that we want to accomplish well, that we want to achieve, that we want to feel good about, that we want to do with joy and ease, there are skills involved. A skill is something you develop a level of proficiency or know-how or confidence in. So skills are necessary for everything that we do in life. Cooking is a skill. Communication is a skill. Our careers are built on our most valuable skills. So if we try to do something, whether that's running a marathon or running for office or running an after-school arts program, our time and our energy spent investing in that endeavor is only going to be benefited if we have the skills to allow us to show up with readiness and confidence and knowledge. Healing is no different. In my work, I've determined that most people struggle to heal because they lack the fundamental healing skills to make healing joyful and easy. And those skills are self-love, self-trust, self-knowing, emotional health, maintaining a healing mindset, and the ability to self-regulate. So self-love is a healing skill because without learning how or why to love yourself unconditionally, your healing journey is going to be motivated by fear. If you watched or listened to my previous episode, which I highly recommend that you do, which is just a basic introduction to why unconditional self-love is the key to genuine and lasting healing, health, and happiness, you understand that it really truly is like the difference between, setting off on a journey with everything that you need for that journey packed in a suitcase that's like organized, and you setting off on a healing journey with like nothing, with like no map and no directions. The difference is because fear is not a good motivator for healing. Love is the best motivator and the healthiest motivator for healing, because fear tells you that you're not good enough. Fear tells you that you're unlovable. Fear tells you that you're broken. Fear tells you that you're a bad person, that you're unworthy and undeserving of what you want. Those are fears, right? Those are beliefs that are rooted in fears that were born out of unresolved traumas and experiences that made you fear and feel those things. So when your healing journey is motivated by fear, then it's very easy to believe those trauma narratives and those limiting beliefs. And if you believe that you're not good enough and that you're unlovable and that you're broken and you're trying to heal from that place, healing is not going to be enjoyable because you are going to be seeking external validation and outsourcing your joy and your health and your happiness out here when all of that is an inside job. And anytime fear is running the show, you can expect difficulty and struggle, because that means that your wounded self is at the helm and that your nervous system is operating from stress mode. So when you learn to love yourself, you can then meet the deeper and the darker aspects of yourself without the shame and the guilt and the judgment. You can meet them with love and acceptance, which is what healing is and requires. And when you learn to love yourself, you're also naturally going to be more at peace, naturally, with your healing process, because you're going to be less desperate. You're going to be more forgiving. You're going to feel less anxious and more confident, because you're not going to be operating from that wounded belief that you need fixing, but rather that you are whole as you are, and that healing just returns you to the awareness of that truth so that you can embody it without any self-doubt and any resistance and any fear in the way. You're going to know how to self-validate. And when you stop needing your healing journey to validate you, then your healing can truly be liberating, which is what it is intended to be. Okay, so self-trust is a healing skill, because if you don't trust yourself, if you don't trust your mind, your body, your soul, then you're always going to be contending with fear and self-doubt, which do not serve the healing process, but hinder them. And if you lack self-trust, then you're going to have a hard time moving beyond the surface level aspects of healing, because you're going to be scared. You're going to be scared that you lack the strength or the competence, or you're going to be scared of what you're going to find. You're going to be scared of your emotions, of your past. You're going to be scared that you'll always be broken, or that something is innately wrong with you. And because you lack self-trust, then establishing a healthy and healing relationship with those fears is going to feel very intimidating. So you're probably going to avoid befriending your fears. So then that means that cycle of avoidance and resistance and fear and self-doubt just ensues, and then you're just stuck. And that's a big reason why people lack healing progress. Now, self-knowing is a healing skill because you cannot heal yourself if you do not know yourself. I'm going to say this often because it's true. So many people are afraid of their truths, of who they are. And then that means that genuine and lasting and authentic healing is always going to be out of reach because you can't heal what you deny and what you avoid. And if you're doing that, that means that you're showing up for your healing as your wounded self, not your authentic self. And a lot of people have been disconnected from their authentic self for most of their life due to trauma, due to other conditioning. And when you get used to living in autopilot, when you don't question your current identity, when you don't challenge if it belongs to you or to your parents or to society or something else, then you can't genuinely heal because you're not in your truth. Healing can only happen in truth, which means that the truth truly does set you free, because healing by definition is liberation. So if you don't know who you are, then you can never be free, which means you can't truly heal. Now, emotional health is a healing skill. It's a big healing skill because emotions are the primary signals of stress or safety to our brains and our bodies and nervous system. And our memories are so central to our conditioning and programming that determines our reality. So many people judge their emotions. So many people suppress their emotions and are disconnected from their emotional life because of their upbringing. That was me, because of limiting beliefs and a lack of emotional intelligence and maturity. Emotional intelligence and emotional maturity are not inborn skills, unfortunately. Really wish they were. That would make life so much more enjoyable on all accounts, but it's not an innate skill. We have to be taught, we have to learn, we have to practice emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. If you're intimidated by your emotions and maybe you avoid your emotions because they just make you uncomfortable or you judge them, that means that you lack emotional health and you need to develop emotional skills so that you can learn to understand and be with and feel your emotions in a productive manner so that your brain and your body and your nervous system are not hijacked by a lifetime of unprocessed and unexpressed emotions that are trapping you in a chronic state of dysregulation and inner stress. So maintaining a healing mindset is a fundamental healing skill because our mindset determines our reality and our quality of life, because your mindset is basically the summation of your beliefs and your attitudes and your perceptions about yourself and life and the world. And your mindset was formed throughout your childhood primarily, and then was either reinforced and unchallenged or transformed in adulthood to some degree. However, most people's beliefs, most people's attitudes and perceptions about themselves, about life, about the world, don't belong to them. They don't belong to their authentic self, but rather belong to their parents, to their religion, to their schooling, to their unresolved traumas. If you want to heal, then you have to foster and maintain a healing mindset. You have to maintain a mindset that's formed from beliefs and attitudes and perceptions that make healing easier instead of harder, that make your time and your effort and your investment in healing enjoyable and productive instead of stressful and wasteful. That's the value of a healing mindset. And obviously, the ability to self-regulate is a healing skill, because if you cannot manage your own state of being, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, then you're not in command of yourself. And then that means you're fundamentally disempowered. You cannot be disempowered and heal yourself. Self-healing is, in and of itself, an act of self-empowerment. The ability to self-regulate is just not possible without some knowledge and appreciation of your nervous system, of your emotions, of your mental health, and interoception, which is your ability to be attuned to your body and to your physical experience. Self-regulation is essentially your capacity to calm and to balance your holistic state of being in the moment. It is absolutely central to productive healing because so many people are chronically stuck in dysregulation, in stress, in survival mode. Stress is so normalized that most people don't even know that they're living in chronic stress. They don't even question why they have a difficult time relaxing or doing nothing, why they struggle to feel balanced or to live harmoniously or to be at peace. And so you can't self-regulate if you're addicted to stress, if you have limiting beliefs about stress, meaning you defend your stress and busyness and trauma narratives, and you defend your coping mechanisms and you avoid your emotions. You just can't self-regulate if you fall into those categories. Now, the more that you self-regulate, which becomes so much easier when you know how to love, trust, and know and be your authentic self, then the more that you're going to heal. Like self-regulation is self-healing. So when you develop these healing skills at the start of your healing journey, what happens is you then establish a foundation for healing that is safe, that is stable, that allows you to have a healing journey that's productive and joyful, as opposed to being intimidating and feeling anxiety-ridden, and healing is unproductive and also unstable. A foundation is so important. Anything that you build without a foundation is going to crumble. We all know that. With healing, you are building authentic, lifelong, and holistic health and happiness. That's what you're doing. You're building your well-being. You're constructing it. So if you want your house of health and happiness to withstand your lifetime, then you have to have the grounds for them to do that, right? That's the foundation. And you're not only the architect of that house, but you are the builder. So you know that when you have the skills and the tools as an architect, as a builder, then your effort to create this house of health and happiness, your efforts are going to be so much more easier and enjoyable. So healing skills really do make all the difference in a healing journey. This is what I teach in my program. It's why my program is proven to produce extraordinary results, because when you pursue a healing journey, lacking self-love, self-trust, self-acceptance, emotional health, a healing mindset, the ability to self-regulate, and that connection with your truth and your authentic self, when you pursue a healing journey without those skills, you don't have to be an expert, you don't have to be a master of them. But when you pursue a healing journey without those skills, you are inviting struggle and stress and overwhelm and frustration and disappointment into your healing journey, because you're embarking on a journey unprepared. And anytime that we do that in life, the results are not desirable. We don't do anything else in life the way that we do healing. I say this all the time, but healing is like one of the only things in life where people are like, yeah, I'm not an expert. I'm not prepared, but I'm just going to like deep dive into like all of this heavy shit and expect to like arise like completely transformed and anew, even though I didn't really know what I was doing or what any of it meant or what I'm supposed to achieve. So anything that we do with preparedness, with more confidence, because we have the knowing and we have the skills and we have the support, we're going to enjoy so much more. It's that simple. Healing is not hard when you have the skills to heal. Healing is hard when you lack the healing skills, because that means you don't know what healing truly is and how to do it. And so you're fumbling and you're guessing and you're exhausting yourself. And so you don't need to go through that, friend. Healing doesn't need to be a struggle. I created this program for you to heal with joy and ease, and that's what you deserve. So I hope that you take a moment to reinvest in these healing skills, because they truly do make all the difference in a healing journey. And you deserve to struggle and stress less, and you're worthy of more joy and more ease. Thank you so much for joining me today in The Simple Source. I hope this episode has inspired you, reminded you of your healing power, and reawakened you to who your true and highest self is. If the show has empowered and enlightened your self-love, growth, and healing journey, please share this episode, leave a positive review on Apple or Spotify, and subscribe to be reminded of new episodes. I am so grateful for your presence, and all of your comments and your support are seen and read and deeply appreciated. They really do help this show so much. Also, sign up for my newsletter, The Weekly Source, to get more healing tips, motivation stories, and to get to know me better. And if you haven't read my book, Unconditional, You Are Perfect As You Are, I invite you to get your copy today and start reading. And lastly, I would love to see you inside my Source membership, the only holistic and comprehensive step-by-step self-healing program that is proven to work. It's time to stop struggling to heal and time to learn how to thrive more simply and joyfully. All the links are in the show notes. Thanks again for joining me today, and I will see you next time.